If you try to assemble IKEA furniture using instructions for a completely different piece of furniture, it wouldn't work. You'd probably get frustrated and think that you are bad at building things, where in reality, you just got the completely wrong instructions. And the same thing goes with following the same training, diet, and recovery protocols as your boyfriend. Say your boyfriend hits the gym 6 times per week and aims for progression and intensity with every workout. He feels absolutely amazing. You try to do the same and you feel exhausted. You start to dread your workouts and your progress stalls. Or say your boyfriend tries to lean out and eats 1800 calories and he is seeing amazing results and also feels amazing by doing so. But when you try to lean out, lose some weight, lose some body fat, you may think like, well, I'm smaller than him, then surely I require less calories than him. So then you start eating 1300 calories. But what happens is that your biological needs aren't met, you're not getting enough fuel, and as a result, you're feeling exhausted, you have preoccupation with food, and feeling like you're failing on your diet every single week, having to restart every Monday. Or maybe your boyfriend's saying that intermittent fasting is like the best thing in the world. It helps you lean out, it helps you stay focused and alert during the morning, and improves your insulin sensitivity. So he goes ahead and do it and can stay super consistent with it and sees amazing progress. But when you try to do it, you feel irritable, you can't sleep, and then your periods become irregular. Men operate on a 24-hour clock. Their main hormone, testosterone, peaks in the morning and then gradually falls towards the end of the day. This means that they can show up the same way every single day, with the same energy, with the same productivity, and with the same food intake. Their bodies are designed for consistency. Us women, on the other hand, operate on a 28-day cycle. Our two main hormones, which are estrogen and progesterone, rise and fall throughout the month. And these hormones affect everything from our energy to our metabolism, to our mood, to our strength, to our libido, and everything in between. We are not designed to show up the same way every single day, in the way we train, in the way we eat, in the way we recover. And when we try to do so, our bodies backfire because we are working against our biological needs. First of all, let's talk about the differences in energy needs and metabolism. Women's metabolism changes throughout the month. In the luteal phase, so that's the phase before your period, those 7 to 10 days, we are working extra hard. Our body temperature increases, and as a result, our metabolism increases by on average 7 to 11%. That means that we are burning 150 to 300 calories extra just at rest. So even if you decided to do no extra activity, no extra training or steps, and you just rested on the couch, you will still be burning 3 more calories. So what happens when you decided to just stick to the same calorie intake for the whole month is that in that luteal phase, you are under eating, and that indicates stress to your body. On the flip side, men don't have these metabolic fluctuations. They can eat the same amount of food every single day for weeks on end and be absolutely fine. There are also differences in the way that women and men perceive stress. Yes, both men and women release cortisol in response to stress, whether that's physical stress, mental stress, metabolic stress. But women are more susceptible to chronically elevated levels of cortisol, especially when it comes to our reproductive hormones. When cortisol is chronically elevated, this means that if you're experiencing stress in whatever form, whether that is family issues, financial concerns, anxiety, perfectionism, people pleasing, under eating, overtraining, whatever that stress is, if that stress is not managed for long enough, it becomes chronic, and that disrupts our hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis. Is a really long word. So in short, our HPA axis. And in essence, that's the communication from our brain to the ovaries. So when that communication is disrupted, then this is where we experience period irregularities, missing periods, or other menstrual symptoms. So what I'm getting at here is that our hormones are quite sensitive to stress that is unaddressed. On the flip side, men's reproductive hormones aren't as affected by highly elevated stress and cortisol. This means that they can in fact handle more volume, more intensity, less food, and less recovery without their hormones being impacted. And then when it comes to recovery, women generally need more recovery time in between intense sessions than men do. During the second half phase of our cycle, our recovery is slower, we need more sleep, and we need more fuel to support the training that we're doing. Men, on the other hand, can often work out with high intensity 6 times per week. As long as they're fueling properly, they're gonna be feeling just fine. What works better for us is when we adjust our training intensity, because when we ignore that and try to show up to our training with the same efforts and intensity, all month long, that usually works the opposite effect of what exercise is supposed to do, which is make us feel energized, strong, empowered. Rather than doing that, it makes us feel depleted, exhausted, and dreading our workout routine. Women also require different nutrients, and they have specific nutrient needs at certain times of the month. Take iron, for example. During menstruation, as we lose blood, we also lose iron. And if we don't replenish that by eating foods high in iron, or in some cases, if you do struggle with heavy periods and not supplementing iron, it can lead to anemia. But then there's also other things such as B vitamins, magnesium, omega-3. Fat is another thing, both dietary fat and also having some level of body fat. If we're not getting enough fats through our diet, then we are not giving hormones the fuel it needs in order to produce adequate amounts of them. There are essential fatty acids. That means that we cannot produce certain fatty acids by ourselves, and we need to get them through food. If you're not having an adequate intake of them, then you will also find your reproductive health to be compromised. But also, we as women need a certain level of body fat, because if we strip ourselves down of that, then hormones aren't being produced to the extent that they should be, because hormones are made from fat and cholesterol. Men can get away with eating a low-fat diet and also getting down to a very low body fat percentage, whereas if women tried to do that, it would disturb their hormonal health. The important thing that I want you to take away from this video is that the whole fitness industry is built on male bodies. Most of the research is done on males. This means that majority of the fitness programs, diet strategies, recovery protocols are based on male biological clock. The 24-hour clock, which resets every single day. And then women are just told to eat less or move more or do the same thing as he's doing but with lighter weight. But that never works, because we are not smaller men. We have a completely different biology. And when you try to force a female body into a male designed systems, things break. Your hormones break, your cycle breaks, your health breaks. Here's an important reminder. You don't need to train like a man to be strong, and you don't need to eat like a man to be lean. You need to eat and train like a woman. This means working with your cycle and adjusting your energy needs, training intensity, and recovery protocols in order to thrive throughout the month and not feel on the edge of burnout, exhausted, hungry, and frustrated with yourself. I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I hope that has opened up your eyes to realizing that there are massive differences between men and women. And this isn't to say that we aren't equal, because we are, and we are entitled to the same things. But this is about taking into consideration that these differences do really matter and are going to make a massive difference in your progress in your health and fitness journey. When we ignore that, everything falls apart and we just are left frustrated with ourselves. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name's Martina. I share content around hormones, women's health, diet, and lifestyle in order for you to understand and connect to your body better. If that resonates with you, hit the subscribe button as I share videos like this weekly.